This is section 3.5, day 3, and today we're going to finally graph all the equations that we have been making the last couple of days. So I'm just going to show you a couple of different ways that you can graph lines, and then you can kind of pick which way works best for you. So we're going to graph this first equation. There's two different ways. First, I'm going to do an XY chart just to refresh you there. You just need 3 points for an XY chart. I would always pick a negative, 0, and then a positive. That'll give you the best kind of difference of numbers to choose to make sure you're doing the math right. So if I plug negative 1 in there, so 2 times negative 1 minus 1, that'd be negative 2 minus 1, so negative 3. If I put a 0 in, 2 times 0 minus 1, so 2 times 0 is 0 minus 1, which would be negative 1. And then if I put a 1 in there, 2 times 1 is 2, minus 1 is 1. And then we'll just plot those, so negative 1, negative 3, 0, negative 1, and 1, 1. And when you get done, kind of duh here, but they should make a line. So make sure that your dots are in a line, otherwise go back here and check your math. One more way to graph this one, if you didn't want to do an XY chart, remember this is your y-intercept. So it's where it crosses the y-axis, so we cross at negative 1. Yep, I had that dot. And then your slope is 2 over 1, so that means up 2 over 1. So from there we were going up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. So you can just use the equation, the y-intercept and the slope, to do that. You can make an XY chart to graph them, and I'm just going to connect them here. And there's the equation for my line. Next one looks a little different. It's got everything, all the letters are on one side together, and it's not nice and solved for y like this one is. So we could take it off to the side if you'd like and solve for y. So I'll move that 2x over and then divide by 3. So 6 divided by 3 and negative 2 divided by 3. And then remember, your slope is the thing that is next to the x. This is your y-intercept. So my y-intercept happens at 2. And my slope is down 2 over 3, so down 2 over 3. And down 2 over 3 will kind of put me off the graph, so I'll go back this way, so 3 and then 2. Another way to graph an equation when both the variables are on one side is, I just call it the cover-up method. It's graphing by intercept. So you don't need an XY chart, I'm just showing it to you. If you were to cover up the x, like if the x didn't exist, if it was a 0, and you just solved for y, you would divide both sides by 3 and you would get a 2. That's right there. And if you got rid of the y, if you said that was a 0, and you solved for x, so if I divide by 2 and move that over there, you would have a 3, which is that point. So that's called graphing by intercepts, where you just find each of the places where the graph hits the x and y axis, and then you can just connect those and make a line. There are two different types of equations that are different than that. So this definitely starts with a y, but it only has a 3. It doesn't even have an x in it. So what's really happening is it's saying you have 0 x's plus 3. So 3 is your y-intercept. And we talked about these the first day of 3.4 where we were showing all the different kinds of slopes. And when a line has a slope of 0, that means it goes horizontal. That's like 0 miles per hour. If I was a snowboarder or a skier, it'd be hard to move because I'm not getting anywhere. It also gives you a hint because it's the y, so it has to go through the y-axis, and that's this one. So I want to go up to a y value of 3 and then just draw a horizontal. So kind of the reverse of that is if you only have an x. Now that's weird because we haven't had a single equation where it was x equals something. And this equation, x equals, it has undefined slope. And it's going through the x-axis. So if I go to the x-axis and go to negative 2 and then draw my vertical line, that would be the graph for this equation. So a y equals graph is horizontal, has 0 slope, goes right through the number and the y-axis. The vertical ones have x equals, they have undefined slope, and you just go through whatever value we give you.